Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have a very simple message that I would like to deliver today. Never give up and always believe in yourself. As a child growing up, I had a big passion for football. I always played football. I always enjoyed it. And in 2009, I managed to, my passion for football took me to England, and I participated in the Manchester United soccer school. I love to play FIFA with my brothers, with my family, and I was competing online, and I wanted to compete. I wanted to find tournaments that were international, where I can go and be able to participate and to make my country proud. So I did a little bit of research. I read about this tournament called the FIFA Interactive World Cup. It's a virtual World Cup, and out of 750,000 competitors, I managed to grab the one spot for Africa. So a couple of months later, in 2010, I packed my bags and I went to Barcelona. When I got to Barcelona, no one was expecting anything from me. I was the underdog. I was the African boy that everyone looked down upon. When the tournament started, my first match was against a Russian player. I drew my first game 1-1. And in the second game, I played one of the biggest favorites in this tournament. He was the Spanish champion of 2008 of this tournament. And I had managed to beat him with a big score line of 5-1. People began to notice, who is this African kid? He's beating the best players at this FIFA game. In the third game, I did lose that game, but I got out of the group stage and I went on to the knockout stages. In the knockout stages, I was also playing against one of the favorites of this tournament. He was a player from England, and I also beat him 3-1, and I moved on to the quarterfinal. It was a long and tiring day for me. But in the quarterfinal, I started to think, I think this is enough. I think I did enough. And that mentality really wasn't good. It kind of broke me down, and I ended up losing that match. And I bowed out of that tournament, and I came back to Sudan. I continued my education as a dental student, and the real realities of life, I started to see them. I had to deal with everyday stress with being a medical student. I never gave up my passion for football. I kept playing. I joined the local club here in Omdurman, Abbasiya Football Club. I played there for a couple of months, but I felt like football wasn't very developed yet, which is very sad because I love to see this country participate, especially in Africa and in the world. I want Sudan to be there. I want us to be winners. I want us to be champions. So in 2011, FIFA wrote an article about me on their website, and they explaining my journey in Barcelona, and they invited me to participate in the next promotional trailer for the game, which was FIFA 12. So after that, in 2014, I was in Saudi Arabia with my family, and I decided there was a tournament that I heard about called the Million Player. It was the biggest prize pool money for this kind of event. It was for 1 million dirhams. So I told my dad, hey, I'm getting on the bus, I'm going to Bahrain, and I'm going to qualify for this tournament in Abu Dhabi. So the next day I took the bus, I went to Bahrain, and that was a very long and hard day. I won all my matches, and I had qualified for Abu Dhabi. I got to Abu Dhabi that day through some very hard circumstances. I also reached the final that day, but I was losing the match in the final with a big score line of 4-1. But in the second half, something happened. I believed in myself. I really wanted to win this game. I managed to make a comeback and I scored 3 goals, and eventually I did end up losing that game, but I came out with a huge lesson. I learned that this game required it required a lot of skill and dedication and passion and mental stability. I needed to learn how to concentrate, learn how to keep calm under pressure, because this is a game that it requires skill, it requires dedication. And after that, I came back, and in 2015, I really wanted to represent myself and my country on the international stage one more time. So I got right back into it. For the FIFA Interactive World Cup 2016 in New York, I had 90 games in 1 month to play. So I had to strategize how to evenly play these games. So in that month, I had managed to win 88 matches and draw 2 matches and lose 0. A month later, the email came to me confirming my qualification as the number one player in Africa, Asia, and Oceania. So with the support of my family and friends, I packed my bags, I went to New York. I was very confident. The FIFA community started to realize that this is one of the big players in this game. When I got there, I was very confident. I had my pre-game ritual, I came, everything was good. I was expecting for me at least to get out of the group stages. So the game started, and my first game was against a Mexican player, and I was playing very, very, very well. But I felt one thing that wasn't on my side, which was luck. I had an injury of my best player, Cristiano Ronaldo. He got injured in the first attack of the match, and that game it ended up 0-0, and I had 1 point. And I moved on to the next game, and I ended up losing that match. My concentration and my mentality was weak that day, and I bowed out of that tournament in the groups. I did win my next match. But I lost. I got knocked out in that tournament. But I also came back to Sudan, and I also participated in this tournament called Fanta Masters. In 2015, I went to Dubai and I participated in that tournament. 2 months ago, I went to the Fanta Master finals in Abu Dhabi, and I had managed to learn the formula, which is keeping calm and dealing with stress, dealing with pressure. I felt like I had the right combination. So I went to that tournament. I started very well. I won all my games, and I reached the finals. In that tournament, I ended up taking 3rd place, which was fair enough. I did get unlucky a couple of times. I want to talk a little bit about the future of this. We call it esports, because I think this is a form of sports. It just, you don't participate physically, but you do have to mentally prepare yourself for these kind of events. So these days, a lot of football clubs have started to sign professional FIFA players as part of their organizations. Football clubs such as Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain, Monaco, Wolfsburg, all of these professional football teams have picked up on this, and it's a new trend, and many young generation of kids are actually watching these games. So I would like to end this talk by saying never, ever, ever give up on yourself and in your ability. I know this is something new and different, but I also want people to think about this differently and to give it a chance. And thank you all. There's a little video here.
Master. Futebol realiza esse sonho através do jogo, imaginando que eu estou dentro das 4 linhas.
FIFA is obviously the next best thing to being on the pitch.
Back him up, win the ball back. There's a nice little turn from Aguero. Will say, oh, Messi, surely this is a goal. You know, the keeper again.
My name is Abdulaziz Shiddo and I'm from Sudan. In the FIFA Interactive World Cup 2010, I finished as one of the top 8 players in the world.
جدا
كثير
جدا لا النتيجة ما هي قاعدة تعكس اللي صاير 100%.
الواقع.
شوف كيف اتوقع انه بيناولها.
ووووه وووه يا رباه عليك. قول لي 5-3 شنو الحل ضد عبد العزيز؟
Simply breathtaking, astonishing, sublime finish. What a magnificent goal. Kagawa, Kane, Griezmann. Oh my word, what a goal. That is why they call it the beautiful game.
I hope I'm making Africa real proud.